what's going on? Uh, I don't really usually record any videos or anything like that for YouTube, but I felt like I had to do it in particular for the latest thing that's been going around on the web is the bus monitor that was being bullied by some little ass kids. Um, in all honesty, like that kind of just supports my feeling of America in general. You know, people say this is the greatest country in the world and stuff. I mean, I strongly have to differ. This is a perfect example of I don't know how we can go around telling other countries we're great when shit like this is happening, and these, kids are, America's future, and this is what America's future is going to be like. I mean, why would we even want to call ourselves a world power? To be honest, I mean, the kids in this video, honestly, from what the news is saying, oh, the kids are sorry, this and that. They're not sorry at all. They're not sorry. If anything, they're probably just saying it because they have to. Their parents probably made them say it just to save face, from the rest of the country. But those kids aren't sorry because, honestly, and I wrote, damn well believe I wrote their names down because if that was my relative, if that was my grandmother, anyone that I know that's close to me, those kids would have been getting the beat down. I'm 25 years old. I don't give a fuck if I get arrested. I'll tell the cops to arrest me and put the handcuffs on me proudly. Like, those kids would get cracked ass skulls and bloody ass faces. They would probably be living in a wheelchair for the rest of their lives because shit like that's unacceptable, to be honest with you. The way these kids are talking, I know a lot of the people on YouTube were saying they couldn't stand to watch the video. They probably only watched maybe the first 30 seconds, probably a minute or so. I watched the entire fucking thing. These kids fucking went in. They went in, and it was so fucking hurtful. Like, if you have any type of humanity, you couldn't help but to fight from crying. It was just that sad. One of the kids on one of the news stations that I was watching on YouTube, I think there's another link on here, was talking about how he was sorry and how he was peer pressured. Luis Recia Jr. That's your fucking name, Luis Recia Jr. Talking all some shit on TV about how he's sorry and this bullshit and that bullshit. Bitch, you weren't sorry. Because I caught your ass in the video telling the other kid to shut up so that you can keep recording shit, and then you were over there talking some shit too about your fucking pit bull and this bullshit and that. So you're not sorry. Your parents probably told you to say that shit on TV so you can see all can save face because you're not. Same thing with if you watch the video. I don't know why she didn't file for assault because one of the boy, I don't know whether it was his name was either Brandon or John, he looked like he was probably Asian or a mixture of Asian and Latino, I don't know. But he was over there touching her on several occasions. That was assault right there. She could have easily gotten some shit off of that. And then one of the other boys, I think Wesley, who was on the left side, who would occasionally come in and out, he was also doing some shit as well. I mean, it was really, really pathetically sad, honestly. Even worse, I don't know, clearly these kids have shitty upbringing. They're trashing her and demoralizing her and her living standards, saying she's broke, she lives in a trailer, this and that. But yet, if these kids are middle class kids, which I'm thinking they probably are, this lady who, if she does live in a trailer or whatnot, has better dignity and better respect and knows how to treat people better than these kids who are maybe middle class, upper class, I don't know. That, to me, that's sad. That is really sad. And I work in a nursing home, and I work around elderly all day, every day, and that, for me, that hits really, really hard, and that hits really, really deep, because I think a lot of kids, even my age, I'm 25, who, unfortunately, some of them just act just as worse as these little kids do, can really learn some stuff from the elderly because they've been through life and they live life and they've seen things and been around things that we've only read in books. So, the level of respect is just, it's it's sad that we can't even show our senior citizens the respect that they deserve and that they're entitled to. And like I said, these kids obviously have some shitty ass parents who either just aren't as involved in their kids' life outside of the house as they are inside the house. But the way with me, if my parents ever find out shit like that, even to this day, I wouldn't be able to sit for at least a good 3 years because my ass would have gotten a fucking beating. And that's what I don't know. I come from a family where they're not afraid to beat their kids' ass, and a lot of the parents nowadays talk to their kids. I see these shitty ass little 3-year-olds and 2-year-olds cussing their parents out, and the parents want to talk, and this is what talking gets you. It gets you bad at even kids that are even worse, and taking it out on other people. Not just kids, bullying kids, but now bullying adults. So, I really think we need to really think about how we raise our kids, because either something's not being done or something's being done too much that's not right. I don't know. Shit's sad. Like I said, if it was me, I would definitely beat up on some kids. I don't give a fuck whether I go to jail, because it'd be damn well worth it. Damn well worth it. And that's some real shit. That's the reason. They want to talk big and tough. Well, when they get into the real world and they're acting like that, they're going to face people who are 10 times crazier. There's billions of people in this world. Somebody's going to come up on them wrong, and they're going to get a cat busted in their ass, or, who knows. That's just how it is. You don't just go up to people and start talking shit. That could have been somebody's grandmother who's a psychopath or a serial killer and probably going to come after your asses. So, I mean, in life, you just don't do that. And that's why you're all some stupid ass little kids. So you guys better learn now, because come high school, college, shit's going to change. And after that, it's going to get real. So that's all I got to say. I think this shit is really, really sad. I felt bad for her. I watched the entire thing. She was actually reading some things that are on her purse, that they were making fun of her purse. And some of the things was like, live with integrity, expect miracles. It was just positive stuff that she was reading to them. And they flipped the script and turned around and was making fun of her because of it. But, I mean, to me, that's just sickening. And, I'm sure when you watch the news, wherever state you guys are in, or whatever country you're in, you watch the news and they're going to say, yeah, we're sorry, took down it on our Facebook, we took our pages down, this and that, we apologize. And they're not. They're just, I promise you, they're not. They're doing it to save face. That's all it is. They're not sorry. Because if they were sorry, they wouldn't have done it for 10 minutes. And especially Luis, he wouldn't have kept on filming. Peer pressure, that's the saddest, but it wasn't no damn peer pressure. You knew what you were doing, you wanted to do it. You thought you were cool, and you end up looking like a fool. You disgrace your family, that's for sure. But that's all I gotta say about that. I think it's just sad.